Good day, everyone. So today we'll be tackling about conformity and deviance, innovation and rebellion. So these are important topics in understanding culture and society and politics because they explain why some people follow society rules while others break them or even create new ones. So I have a question. Have you ever followed a rule in a school just because everyone else was doing it? Or maybe you saw someone break a rule because they wanted to change something. So that's what my report is all about. Why people conform, why some deviate, and how innovation and rebellion shapes society. Imagine you're playing a game. Some kids follow the rules, some find shortcut to win, and others change the rules completely. That's basically what happens in society too. And that's what we call conformity, deviance, innovation, and rebellion. So, agents of socialization shape social expectations. Individuals either conform or deviate from these norms. So, agents of socialization, gaya ng family, school, peers, media, or government, pushes us to conform kasi tinuturuan nila tayo kung ano yung tama. So, we conform kasi we want to be accepted. Gusto natin na matanggap tayo. We want to avoid punishment or rejection. We conform kasi we believe the group knows better. Diba? So, an example, wearing school uniform. So, ang pagsusuot ng school uniform is a way to conform it kasi the school or peers expect it or the school requires it to us to wear para tayo ma-fit in sa group. 'Di ba? Ito pa, saying po and opo. Ito ay culture ng Pilipino, mga Filipino, 'di ba? So, tinuturuan tayo ng pamilya natin na saying po and opo kasi ito yung um pagrerespeto sa mga nakatatanda sa atin, 'di ba? Kaya ito tinatawag na conformity. So ano ba yung conformity? So conformity is when people follow the rules, norms or behaviors of a group to fit in, gain approval or avoid punishment. So conformity kasi is when we adjust our behavior to fit in with society or a group. 'Di ba? It is not about the rules, it's about acceptance, approval and belonging. Kaya kaya nagsuot tayo ng uniform kasi gusto natin ma-accept. Kasi according to Galela, no ID, no uniform, no entry. Kaya sumusunod tayo ng batas kasi gusto natin ang approval and belonging sa school, 'di ba? So sunod is social control. Okay. Social control. So conformity may depend on social control. Kasi because of laws and punishments, example, PH abolished death penalty, promotes pro-life, protects human rights. And social ostracism is rejection due to belief, action against rule. So social control compels people to conform rather than deviate. So ano nga bang social control nga guys? So ang social control is yung paraan ng society para tayo maturuan, ma-guide, and ma-pressure yung mga tao na i-follow yung mga rules, values, and norms ng society. Diba? So, ginagamit ito ng society to keep us in order, yung to keep us order and prevent chaos para di tayo magka-away, may may understanding ba parang ganon. Kasi kung walang social control, yung mga tao ay gagawa na lang ng ano, kung ano nung gusto nila. They do whatever they want. And because of that, ang society would fall into disorder. Magkaaway-away, walang understanding, parang ganyan ba. So there is two main types of social control. Ito yung formal na social control, tinatawag nating laws and punishment. Sorry, okay. So ito yung mga written rules, laws and punishment. It is enforced by institutions like the government, police, courts, or schools. So example dito is yung yung ito nga, yung abolished death penalty, yung promotes pro-life, protects human rights, yun. So dahil dito, it encourages us that life values, 'di ba? So gaya dito sa Tandag, not just Tandag, all around Philippines or all around the world. I mean, traffic laws and penalties. 'Di ba? Example, no helmet, tawag ng TMG. so, so kung dito sa aming room, sa ating room sa St. Augustine, pag ikaw ay late, hindi naman detention or minus points. Parang may penalty eh. May penalty, 5 pesos yata pag late. So, ganyan. Yan yung tinatawag nating formal social control. May mga official rules and laws na dapat natin sundin. Next is informal social control o tinatawag natin social ostracism or social pressure. Tama ba? Okay. So, ito ay mga unwritten rules or laws, but ito ay powerful. It uses approval, disapproval, shame, gossip, or rejection. And ini-enforce ito ng mga pamilya, peers, mga kapitbahay natin, or mga tao sa tabi-tabi, or say strangers. Diba? So example dito sa Pilipinas ay yung if you don't say po and opo, well, people might say you're bastos. Pero kung kuan sab, kung dili ka mag-bless, magmano po, di ka magmano po, way mo respeto. So that is social pressure, 'di ba? Ma-pressure ka kasi daon ko na bastos. So kailangan mo gino-bless. So another example is gossip or mga chismis ng mga marites. So it discourages people from doing things that society disapproves of. So, mura conscious ko sa yung tabi-tabi kay may mga silingan na sabaan ng mga chismos. So, that is like informal control. Informal control is like when your let's say friends don't play with you because you didn't you didn't share something. No one punish you, but they would left you. Something like, ba? Sunod is 3 types of conformity. So, meron tayong tatlong types of conformity. Ito yung compliance, group acceptance, internalization, genuine acceptance, and identification or group membership. So, yung una is compliance, group acceptance. So, it accepts influence to gain approval or avoid punishment. Publicly conforms, privately disagrees. Temporary behavior change. So, ang compliance or group acceptance, you know, publicly agrees but privately disagrees. So parang parang labag siya sa loob mo. Yung for example, let us say yung lang talamang ganahan ka lugar ko na ng milk tea pero dili biya gananda ka lamang para ganahan sa imo and friends biskan di ka ganahan gud ng milk tea. So something like that ba. Lang labag sa imo kalooban sakit gid yaon. Amin tinatawag natin na compliance or group acceptance. Kailangan natin magtigpa lang pa ang Bisaya, tigpa karong ingnon para kita mabilong na ini na group, di ba? So that is compliance or group acceptance. So pangalawa is internalization or genuine acceptance. So it accepts influence because behavior or ideas are intrinsically rewarding. Public and private conformity, deepest level of conformity that becomes part of belief system. Behavior change is permanent. So, ito daw ay parang, ay, sorry. Ito daw ay parang deepest level of conformity. So, you agree with the group both publicly and privately. So, di siya labag sa kalooban ba? So, like yung ako guide na, yes, ini nga ni ba? And because of that, it becomes part of your own belief system. So, let's say for example, um, environmentally, let's say, recycling trash. So, mag-recycle ka ng basura kasi you truly believe na if maglimpyo ka or recycle trash, it helps the environment, di ba? No, diyan for example, diyan kuman, may klase. Um, Never mind na lang. Next is identification or group membership. Accepts influence to maintain a satisfying relationship with group. Conform to social rules. Examples, nurses, police officers, or as students. Ay, sorry. Sorry po. Okay, so, okay. So, conforming because of your role or relationship to a group. You behave or you do you act according to the expectations, diba? The examples that are given are nurses. So, a nurse is expected to follow hospital rules, diba? And a police officer enforcing laws. And as students wearing school uniform, diba? That is called identification or group membership. Thank you. Now I am tackling in innovation, while deviance and rebellion will be tackled by Shemrich and Sundenstra. Now, um, innovation is when people accept society's goals but use new or sometimes rule-breaking ways to achieve them. So, according with in the book, the strong-willed among those who face the obstacles will find ways to overcome them through either innovation, which likely involves breaking rules to achieve normative objectives, such as stealing banks to become wealthy. So, to deeply understand this, society teach us goals. Example of that is, and like as for me as a student, my goal is to get high grades, be a consistent honor student, something like that. And because of society, it also gives us approved ways. Medyo as a student, 'di ba, gusto ko sana good grades and consistent honor, so I have to study hard, 'di ba? Pero what if those ways don't work or are blocked? Hala, ano sa? So in other words, innovation is a form of deviance because it breaks norms, but it's driven by the desire to still reach society's goals. Let's say for example, sa education, sa eskwelahan. Um, so for me, alam talang pobre ako. Pobre sagad ako hinoon. Pa. Let's say for example, di ako makapalit ng libro, di lang ako magrenta sa STC ng libro. So magkuan na kan ako mag Xerox. Though i-achieve ko ang i-achieve ko ang may libro, pero gigo ba on copyright rules, 'di ba? Okay, so let's say for example, gusto ko ng good grades, 'di ba? Sa exam na. Pero gagamit ako ng kodigo to achieve it. I-achieve ko ang good grades kay perfect. Pero agaw, may ako kodigo, cheat ako. Dili siya pa kung contest pa way originality. Sa gatoon, so may cheat, 'di ba? Oh, pero achieve ko ang good grades. Pero dili siya dili siya acceptable, 'di ba? That's it.